a good morning. Week 5, Gridiron Grit Talk Show, as we're live from Deli Deli Coffee House, 2125 East Main Street in Eagle Pass, Texas. It is right next to Eagle Pass Inn. It's right across the street from Power Sport here in Eagle Pass. It's 2125 East Main Street. We're with Aris Wheeler and Carlos I'm trying to... Mande? Ugarteche. And those are the young lady is in the back making all the delicious breakfast. Gentleman Carlos is, of course, in the front taking care of customers, customer service. You got to come by this establishment. They got espressos, they got crepes, they got Italian sodas, they got teas, you name it, sandwiches, pastas, salads. I'm about to get into that right there that you see, which is a waffle with blueberries and blackberries and strawberries.
Okay.
So, yes, it is. If you guys want to pick up your microphones. And ya está. Ahí se lo ponen as we got the coaches coming in. Week 5, Gridiron Talk Show. We're live. Freddie there from Deli Deli. And what's your specialty here at Deli Deli?
Well, we've got a couple. We've got coffee, all sorts of coffee, especially our espresso. We've worked really hard on that. Our crepes are,
There you go. You're good.
Our specialty crepes. We've got sweet, we've got savory, we've got hot plates, our chef's specialties that we change every day.
Okay.
We make everything fresh in-house. All our sauces, all our pastas, everything is made by hand.
By hand,
Yes.
homemade, fresh here at Deli Deli. I'm excited to also get into maybe a croissant with ham and cheese and...
Definitely. We've got several breakfast options.
There you go.
We've got scramblers, we've got omelets, we've got oatmeal bowls, we've got just so much variety. And for those picky eaters, we've got you as well. We
There you
will
go.
cater to you.
Carlos, estamos establecidos aquí en 2125 East Main Street. Como le estaba diciendo a Aris, la especialidad de ustedes es el café, pero también tienen deliciosas comidas que se hacen a ordenar, ¿verdad?
Sí, fíjate que hace como 2-3 meses empezó el proyecto de tener platos de comida caliente diferente todos los días con un toque de chef, platillos tradicionales como tuvimos chile en nogada, tenemos pollo con diferentes tipos de salsa, chipotle, poblano, hemos hecho un banquete, lo que le llaman el catering, con pedido especial de platillos. O sea, estamos entrando en un segmento que no tenía Eagle Pass, tratando de complacer a la gente de la ciudad.
Exacto. And right here I have my specialty. I ordered it. It's a banana strawberry smoothie. This is what I get when I come to Deli Deli, and I've been here quite a few times. It is delicious. Also, guys, make sure you come in because they have a Deli Deli coffee house. You buy 10, and this is a card. Every time you come in and get a coffee, you get a low mark or low check, and then you get the 10th one. After the 10th one, you get one free. So, or call in. 830-872-0011 is the number to call, as we have Aris and we have Carlos here with us at Deli Deli.
Otra cosa, ahorita ya es muy común que todos están entrando en el reparto a domicilio, pero nosotros empezamos hace como 6 meses, reparto gratis, todo lo que es la main,
Okay.
veteranos de lado a lado, el área de los hospitales, las escuelas, nada más háblenos, denos unos 40 minutos para prepararles su platillo y se lo llevamos sin
It's
costo en esta
free delivery.
Sí.
Free delivery here in Eagle Pass. So if you guys want to have that pasta, if you're in a diet and want a little pasta with some chicken and a panini or anything like that, go ahead and call these guys up at 830-872-0011. Gridiron Talk, Week 5, as we get ready for Week 1 of district play. These coaches work hard, so we're going to feed them right this morning as as they get set for Week 1 of district play. For Coach Villaseñor is District 14 5A. For Coach Tom Gonzalez is 29 6A. United comes into town. Coach goes out of town to Laredo Shirley Field. As we'll be back with more after this. You're watching RealSportsLive.com. Valdez Tire Record Service, located at 522 North Pierce Street in Eagle Pass, Texas. With 24-hour roadside service, commercial tow, automotive repair shop, call us today at 830-757-3102. Valdez Tire Record Service wishes the Eagle Pass Eagles and the CC Win Mavericks a successful team season.
EPER Recycling Center, 3323 Del Rio Boulevard, open Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. But don't throw it away, recycle it today at 3323 Del Rio Boulevard. For more information on how to turn your scrap into cash, call 758-0685 or find us on Facebook.
Campos Auto Sales, atendido personalmente por su propietario Miguel Campos. Le ofrece los mejores autos, SUVs y camionetas del condado de Maverick. Trabajamos con 5 bancos para financiar el auto que usted quiere o necesite. Denos la oportunidad de atenderlo. Campos Auto Sales.
And we're back live, as you see Carlos in the background. We are at Deli Coffee House, the fine coffee and crepes, 2125 East Main Street in Eagle Pass, Texas. You can actually go on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Yelp. You can also visit them at delicoffeehouse.com. So as I mentioned earlier, they got paninis, they got pasta, sandwiches, salads, and more. And everything looks good. I'm just waiting to eat this morning. As you can see right here, we got a waffle that is built to. It's homemade. They just made it real quick and got it to us. So I'm about to dig into that. Make sure you call them because they have free delivery. Make sure you call them up at 830-872-0011 as we get set to talk to Coach Tom Gonzalez and Eric Vestignor, and we'll talk about, of course, last week's game against McCullum, last week's game against Pearsall, talk about the players of the game, and then again, what's coming this Friday night, and for both teams, as Tom Gonzalez and the Eagles are here at home at Colesville Foster Veterans Memorial Stadium. Coach Vestignor and his Thundering Mavericks are on the road and heading to Shirley Field tonight, or tomorrow, Friday night, for their against Coach Charles and the Martin Tigers. We'll be back with more after this.
Capital Insurance Services has been in services since 1965. We are an independent agency representing Progressive, Travelers, Allstate, and Mexico Insurance. Our office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 p.m. Owned and operated by Clarissa Rivera and her friendly staff, Amanda Garza and Ivana Salinas.
Saritas Tortilla Factory, with 3 great locations to serve you in Maverick County. Come try our delicious barbacoa with the tortillas. Si son Saritas, ni me las calientes. Also, you can get our tortillas in Laredo, Texas at your local supermarket. That's Saritas Tortilla Factory.
Eagle Grocery, La Tienda de los Venados, established in 1939, a staple in downtown Eagle Pass. Make sure you come by and visit our meat market. Also, don't forget, we are ready for Lent. So come by and see our party supplies for all your Easter needs at Eagle Grocery, La Tienda de los Venados.
And we're back live. Deli Deli Coffee House here in Eagle Pass, 2125 East Main Street, 830-872-0011. As the coaches are kind of settling in, drinking their coffee and their teas and stuff like that. We're going to go to our coach, offensive coordinator, Coach Cardenas, as he gave us some of his game plan for United and how well Domingo Fuentes in his coming in last week, and of course talking about some of his running backs and some of his options. So we'll go to that here, and we'll be ready for Coach Cardenas.
RealSportsLiveSouthwest.com. Freddie there with offensive coordinator, the Eagle Pass Eagles, Cardenas. Coach Cardenas, you got a slew of quarterbacks. You have 4 quarterbacks that can come in, and it showed against McCollum. Your number 2 quarterback, Alan Rodriguez, goes down. Your number 3 quarterback, Mingo Fuentes, has a breakout game, throwing over 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. As a coach, knowing that you have those guys on the bench, how does that make you feel, Coach?
Well, first of all, Fred, I always want to thank you for the great job that you do and Real Sports Live does, and covering not only our games but games throughout their communities. So these kids are getting exposure and they're getting recognized for their hard work. So first and foremost, thank you for all the work that you guys do, and also our administration here at Eagle Pass High School that takes they're athletic supporters. They openly trust us and they let us do our job. So again, a big thanks to our administration led by Mr. Huerta for all the support that he gives, not only football but for all the sports here at Eagle Pass High School. But going back to the McCollum game, it was, it just seems that every start of the game we get thrown a wrench early, whether it's a quarterback or a receiver or a back. But the great thing about it is there's one positive thing that can happen, tremendous thing, that it's a lesson learned when you're on the football field about resiliency, about being down and not staying there, finding a way, not alone but with your teammates, to make sure that we make the situation better. And again, Alan went out very early in the first quarter. Mingo came in and did a superb job. He passed for over 200 yards, rushed for about 70, and complimented the offense the way they did on Friday. Going back, Mingo, we started I don't know if it was the second or third series, we started at the -1, and these kids drove us all the way. For a touchdown. That's a 99-yard drive. That's not easy to put at any level. So our kids did real good. And again, it goes back to the work that our coaches do. Coach Venegas with the quarterbacks does a fantastic job developing them. Coach Navejas with the line, and our receivers coaches, Coach Mata, and Garcia do a good job. And also Coach Jimenez, they do a real good job preparing our guys.
As far as your running back is concerned, you have some guys in the backfield that can run the ball. Isaac Caballero is a hard nose, going back to an older type of running back.
Yes.
And then you got Maris, the freshman, who is a speedster who can turn the corner. And then, of course, you have Blue Boy and Jose Hernandez.
Yes.
So you have a complementary of running backs. As an offensive coordinator, you're licking your chops because you can do many things along with your 4 receivers or more than 4 receivers, because you guys got people in the back, waiting in the wings.
Yeah, that's a good point, Fred. And again, it's all about developing our kids. That the next guy up is going to know his role. So we got a lot of kids that work hard, obviously like any other program, but they know their role. And when their numbers called up, they'll come in and as we saw last week, and hopefully our goal every week is to be as consistent as we were last Friday. The styles at running back, it's great for a program because we're young. We're still developing these guys, but they're accepting the role. And Isaac goes in there, like you said, an old-fashioned running back. We don't want to tell him make cuts. The kid, he wants to, kind of lower his helmet and hit the opponent, though. So, we have a lot of good things happening with the running backs. And again, it just goes back to the way our coaches are preparing the kids. But, leave aside X's and O's. All that is a buildup from what we do in the offseason, from character education to making sure that, our kids are involved in some way in the community. For our kids to have good and solid relationships with our teachers, which are some of among the best in the state. So all that is taught, and much more is taught in the off-season. And we hope that that's the battery that generates that power to get our X's and O's going.
Yeah.
Because, without that solid foundation of character, without, kids, being disciplined, we're not walking on the football field, running to where they're going to get, all those are high expectations that we have for our kids. And that's the setup, that's the foundation that leads us to play good on Friday nights. And of course it's early, but we hope, we like the results so far, and our plan is always to keep on getting better and better, especially this game against United.
Of course, you know what United brings. Their defense is fast. They can get to the edge, but they also give up a lot of points, Coach. Most of their games, the 4 games that they played against San Marcos, against San Benito, even last week against San Benito, they gave up 40-something points. But they're high-scoring games. It's like a track meet with them.
Yes.
You know, they score, you score, they score, you score. What is it about that you saw on film as far as their defense that you can maybe exploit a little on Friday night here at Carlsbad Foster Veterans Memorial Stadium?
Well, first and foremost, with United, you got to respect them. They've been a powerhouse for many years. Coach Sanchez does a great job, with that program, and they have a lot of good players. They have a lot of great players. Unfortunately, the last 2 years we've been right there with them in the half, but there's always been 1 or 2 mistakes or break down the fundamentals that's caused them a great momentum shift over to their side, and they've done a good job capitalizing them. And this is United. It's a big game for both schools. They're defending district champions. We're the district champ 2 years ago, so this is going to be a huge week for us. And we're preparing and we're approaching it like that. Not to change too many things around, just add a wrinkle here and there, but run our offense and do it to the best of the kids' ability. It comes down to that.
So that's Coach Javier Cárdenas, offensive coordinator of the Eagle Pass Eagles. You're watching Real Sports Live, Southwest.com.
And we're back live here at Deli. Week 5, Gridiron Talk Show. We're going to get to coaches here in a bit. They're having their breakfast. I'm about to dig into this right here. That's a nice little waffle right here. It's a diet plate, as Coach Gonzalez says. He always says I'm on a diet. I'm on a seafood diet. So I eat seafood and I eat it. But this has strawberries. It's got blueberries, and it's got raspberries toppings. You can actually top anything you want here at Deli. Of course, for extra price. 830-872-0011 is the number to call. Their hours of operation is Monday, Tuesdays, and Fridays are from 8 to 6, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. On Wednesdays and Thursdays, it's from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. So you guys can actually have dinner here at Deli with their delicious sandwiches and pastas. And then Saturdays from 9 to 2. Of course, they're closed on Sundays. So those are the hours. And they do free delivery to schools like Carlos Urgachat. That's right, I said it right. Anyways, of course, United is coming into town. Last year, 39-20 was the score. It was tight at the half, and then the second half, some turnovers that got United on top of Eagle Pass, and lost 28-15 last year to Coach Charles. But again, they got a different setup. We're going to talk more about how the changes and what happened. But we're going to go now to Coach Olivas and his take on Coach David Sanchez and the United Longhorns. And hear his interview as we talked to him yesterday.
They can throw the ball with the best of them. They've been known for throwing the ball. They're 60-40 pass-to-run ratio. But more than anything, they do the things they do very well. We gotta, our main thing is provide pressure to the quarterback, take the zone away, and cause some turnovers. I think last week was the first time we didn't meet our goals on turnovers, and that's what we got to do. To have a chance against United, we gotta line up. Everybody's got to do their job, and we got to cause turnovers and pressure on the quarterback.
So your keys for the defense is to cause turnovers, to get your offense back on the field, and to stay off the field defensively.
And in any big game, that's the key. Limit them to plays, because I think they average like 70 to 80, plays per game. We got to limit those plays and force them three and outs, and more than anything, have our offense on the field. If they are executing, we're off the field. That keeps their great offense off the field.
That's Roger Olivas, defensive coordinator of the Eagle Pass Eagles. You're watching Real Sports Live, Southwest.com. Real Sports Live.
As we finished the interview with Coach Olivas, he had to, of course, congratulated Coach Sanchez for his 200th win. A span of 26 plus years at Holmes, at Nixon, and of course at Laredo United. So again, guys, we'll be back with more after this. You're watching Real Sports Live, Southwest.com.
Bienvenidos al restaurante Lulu. Los esperamos a almorzar o al buffet. Rica comida. Tenemos deliciosa comida casera, donde la comida se hace con mucho amor. Aquí los esperamos. Bienvenidos.
Rody's Country Fried Chicken, located at 1910 El Indio Highway, wants to wish the Eagle Pass Eagles and the CC Wind Mavericks a successful season. From the Rodriguez family, come by before or after the game and enjoy some great food.
StatER does its testing and evaluations quickly without the delays of a traditional emergency room. We utilize the full services of a standard ER department, including CT scan, bedside emergency ultrasound, x-rays, and a full clinical laboratory, with a focus on getting you taken care of without long wait times. Stat Emergency Center is here to offer emergency services any day of the week and around the clock. Get the care you deserve. Get treated, not seated.
Texas Diamond Garage is located at 2881 North Veterans Boulevard. Personalize your car, truck, or SUV. Accessories, lift kits, maintenance, brake jobs, oil changes, and filter change. Best tires and rims around. Call them at 830-776-5363. That's Texas Diamond Garage.
And we're back live as the coaches are enjoying their breakfast this morning. They also have orange juice. They have espressos, cappuccinos. As Coach Villaseñor mentioned, it's very similar to that coffee place that's very, very popular. So you can get it here in Eagle Pass and not have to go to. I'm not going to mention something bucks. I can't give them free advertising, but. You can get smoothies and crepes, waffles, anything you need. As we continue our Gridiron Talk Show this morning, live from Deli Deli Coffee House in Eagle Pass, Texas, 2125 East Main Street. And you can visit them at www.delidellycoffeehouse.com. Go to their Facebook page, go to Instagram, Twitter, follow them, and go to Yelp and actually put a comment there. As we get set for week 5, which is week 1 in District 14 5A and District 29 6A, as United comes into town and Coach Villaseñor and the Mavericks travel to Shirley Field in Laredo, Texas, legendary Shirley Field. And, of course, right behind Shirley, you got Veterans Stadium, the baseball stadium, which is all turf now. LISD did a great job, Miss Barrera, the athletic director, and everybody out there. Of course, at UISD, at the student activity, Bobby Cruz. We also want to thank Coach Graff. Coach Graff, always a supporter of what we do for the community. Guys, one other thing, here at Deli Deli, you buy 10 and you get one free. You get this card right here every time you come in, and they stamp it on there. So you get a coffee for free. As we know what we're going to get in the Eagle Pass United game on Friday night. It's a gunslinging game, and as we mentioned earlier, Coach Tom Gonzalez and the Eagles have won 3 out of their first 4 games with 3 different quarterbacks. As week 2, we had the junior quarterback Saravia go down. Him winning game 2, and then him going down in that game against Southwest. They brought in Alan Rodriguez. He did the job, got him a W against CC Win. And then last week, Alan goes down, retweaks his ankle. But yet again, Coach had another gentlemen, and we talked about it, or Coach Cardenas talked about it, having those guys ready and having them ready to get on the field and perform, as Domingo Fuentes had a tremendous game, throwing for 208 yards and 3 touchdowns, along with rushing for about 80 yards. So we're going to go to Coach Heriberto Royce, and he's going to tell us about how well the changes and what changes they made for CC Win to get to a 2-2 mark as they beat Pearsall 31-6. And here's his interview. We'll be back
with Coach Royce, offensive coordinator of CC Win Mavericks. Coach, great game plan coming into the Pearsall game. Now you got Martin. Will we see anything different? And how was the first start for Jose Padilla?
Thank you, Mr. Heredia. And Padilla did a great job, did a tremendous job adjusting to our scheme plan for the week. Obviously, there were some things that we needed to change. Things that we foresaw that needed to be changed. So he adjusted well. Not to mention also Ethan Johnson did a tremendous job. Being flexible to the change. Obviously, Ethan Johnson went from quarterback to tailback, and Padilla kind of supplement the quarterback position. But both of them, did a great deal of being flexible for what the team was in need of.
Coach, and having that senior leader like Ethan Johnston and saying, you know what, let me do something for the team that's going to help the team get some wins. How is that mentality and the character building that you guys talk about here at TC Win?
It's contagious. Really, to tell you the truth, it's very contagious. We need. Anytime you want to have great teams and great units and make deep runs into the playoffs, even though we're early in our district chapter, you got to have that leadership. You have to have that kind of mindset where you want to do whatever is best or whatever is necessary for us to be flexible for that success that we want to obtain.
Coach, you have Jose Hinojosa that's playing DN and playing offense also. You have Jared that goes back to his wing back position of a couple of years ago when he was on offense. He went to defense as a linebacker, but now you guys decided to bring them back. And what's the mentality now having those guys back? As Coach Salas mentioned, those guys are blue-collar guys.
They're just great kids, you mentioned Alex Antiveros, Jose Hinojosa, Isaias Flores, and Jared Royce obviously coming and helping, assisting our offense, and we just wanted to tweak a little bit of the offense, put a little more, we call it beef on the line, they did a tremendous job. Obviously, the result was having a win on Friday night versus Pearsall. We were able to move the ball more consistently. Just their mindset, the mindset that they bring across, to the offensive side, they're aggressive kids, and like you mentioned, some of them, for example, Jared had played that position a while back, and then he went to linebacker, so it was an easy transition for him, but nevertheless, we appreciate that those kids are flexible because some of those kids are getting about 80 downs a game, and they understand the responsibility. They know they need to stay on the field, especially the way they practice is the way they're going to perform, obviously on Friday night.
Coach, we talk about your receiving core in Olivo, Garza, and Vasquez. Amongst the other guys, the 2s and the 3s, but for the most part, down the field, you feel like you can throw the ball and know that your receivers are going to get open.
Right, correct. And again, you mentioned Michael Olivo, you mentioned Ernesto Vasquez, Joe Garza, and also Matthew Alba. Those kids, it's a combination of a lot of speed, very agile kids. They run precise routes, and we're trying to establish a good combination. That's always the scheme in the game, going into the game, that we want to make sure that we're balanced. We want to run as much as we throw the ball, and unfortunately sometimes the defense is going to dictate some of the things that you're allowed to do, and obviously you want to make sure you capitalize on their weaknesses, whoever you're playing that particular night. But nevertheless, we feel very confident in our receivers. Again, Jose Padilla did a great job this past week versus Pearsall. He threw over 65 yards, I believe 68 yards. Threw the ball very well, and the scheme for this week versus Laredo Martin, he's adjusted very well also for the scheme that we have.
And touching base with Laredo Martin, knowing what kind of what kind of defense that throw at you is you watching film. What do you think you can exploit, or what are the keys to this game coming up in Laredo?
Well, I mean, Coach Charles is a we're going to call it a veteran coach. He surrounded himself with good coaches, and we know that they're going to have a precise scheme. He knows what we do, and we know what they do in a way. So what we need to do is make sure that their base defense isn't out front. 3-4 with hanging nines. They're aggressive. Us, in our eyes, their D line is their strength. We feel that we can exploit a little bit of the secondary at times, but really what we need to do and we need to accomplish coming Friday night is that we need to control our field position. We need to convert on third downs. We need to stay on the field. And that was the difference. If you look back from 3 weeks ago and this past week that we were able to stay on the field, that means that defense is off the field. And so, like they say, your best defense is your offense when they're on the field. Yeah,
and that was surely the point last week where you sustained drives, you sustained long drives and drives that your defense was able to stay fresh and not be on the field, an extra 20 to 25 snaps in the previous games, as you mentioned. So again, kudos to your offensive line, kudos to your offensive coaching staff and everybody. You guys looked kind of rejuvenated, like you mentioned earlier, and how the kids reacted to that game and just pounded the ball. You ran for, I think Padilla ran for over 130. Ethan threw in another 87. So you were over 300 or over 250 yards rushing. And that, again, when you rush the ball, you can open up the pass game, Coach.
And exactly, and that's kind of like one helps the other. Pass helps the run, and run helps the pass. And it goes back to the offensive line coach, Coach Lopez. Does a tremendous job, and not to mention, and also to mention that I know we're adding those guys, the crossover guys that we call, but Jaime Rodriguez, Guerra, and Danny Reed, our center, Miguel Niño, all those guys, Edwin Munoz. It's a combination. It's just when you put a good combination of kids, in the front line, between the trenches, we feel very confident. So. It's a combination, and then also just to mention, Coach Soto did a tremendous job. You had 1 week to prepare Ethan, Justin, to make sure that all the intangibles, all the little things, all the small details that go into preparing yourself as a tailback. It's a different. I know you're in the backfield. It might look the same, but it's not the same. when you're going to get the ball and most of the time, and you have to run downhill.
That's Coach Royce, offensive coordinator, Eagle Pass. CC Win Mavericks, you're watching Real Sports Live, Southwest.com.
And that was Coach Royce as the offensive coordinator for the Eagle Pass CC Win Mavericks, and what he had to say about the slew of weapons now that he has at his disposal. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more after this.
STAT Emergency Center is here to offer emergency services any day of the week and around the clock. We know that our patients deserve better than the typical cramped waiting areas and long lines. Get the care you deserve. Get treated, not seated.
Hey everyone, my name is Rudy with Mattress Clearance Warehouse, inviting you to come and see the best priced mattresses in all of Laredo and now our new location in Eagle Pass. Take advantage of our great promotion that we have right now. For only $40 down, you can take your mattresses home today. Get 90 days, same as cash. Queen sets start at only $150. We have a wide selection of different styles at different prices. Save as much as 75% off from big store prices. Call the number on your screen. Call me today.
Quality Insulation Services from our experienced professionals. Call us for more details at 830-776-9080 or visit us at 2881 North Veterans Boulevard in Eagle Pass. Texas Diamond Insulation. Build it right, seal it right. If you can build it, we can spray it. Insulation that lasts forever.
STAT Emergency Centers. Proven leadership, experience, and high standards in patient care and services. The difference sets us apart. STAT Emergency Centers was the first to implement a modern approach in emergency room services. Voted best freestanding ER and now first to develop an independent physician-owned specialty inpatient acute care hospital. Your healthcare matters to us. Thank you, Laredo, for trusting STAT Emergency Centers and providers with your healthcare needs. Excellence is not a given. You earn it.
And we're back live. Deli Deli Coffee House, 2125 East Main Street in Eagle Pass, Texas, 830-872-0011. Visit them at www.delidelicoffeehouse.com. As you see Carlos back there taking care of all the customers that are in here today. And, of course, Eagle Pass and United meeting Friday night, both 3-1. CC Wynn and Martin. CC Wynn coming in at 2-2 after beating Pearsall 29-6. As we'll get to Coach Salas and what he had to say about the changes that they did, moving some of the guys over on the defensive side to the offensive side, but still keeping the continuity. And, of course, knowing that Coach Salas and the coaching staff, the defensive coaching staff, has the guys prepared every week, week in and week out. We're going to go to that.
RealSportsLiveSouthwest.com. We're with Coach Salas, co-defensive coordinator for the CC Wynn Mavericks. Coach, excellent defense. You guys came out against Pearsall and having their offense off the field on a lot of 3-and-outs. What was the game plan coming into that Pearsall game?
When you playing Pearsall, they had a running scheme. They ran the slot T offense, and something, we needed to stop the run. Our kids prepared all week long, and something, we threw them a different scheme. We threw them a 4-4 stack, and something, we had 4 linebackers playing at the same time, and the kids were playing hard. I mean, they enjoy having fun. They had a good week of practice, kind of like we have in this week. I mean, this week they're having a great week of practice. Something, their attitude is 100% positive all the time, and something, they've been working really hard.
Coach, we talk about Alex Garcia, we talked about Jared, we talk about Jose Hinojosa, but there's another gentleman in Isaias Flores that has been playing up this season, Coach.
Something, Isaias now, he's taking rep at the offensive side, and he's one of our defensive tackles. Him and Alejandro Ortiveros Tutu. I mean, something, they've been doing an extremely great job. Something, they're staying low, they're maintaining our linebackers free. That's how come Jared and something, Alex, Noe, Ferris, and then Leroy are making a lot of tackles just because of the fact that our front four are dominating the line of scrimmage, and it's freeing up our backers. And something, that's the game plan we have, and then that's something that our kids have been doing a real good job.
Coach, as your defense prepares for Martin and Coach Charles, you guys know them. You guys play in the same district. It's the district home opener. You're on the road at Shirley Field. What's the game plan coming into knowing what Coach Charles can bring every week?
Coach Charles is going to bring a ground and pound offense, and you guys know that for a fact. We know that for a long time, and something, he has real good athletes. Their running back's real good. They have a slot receiver. They move him around a lot. Big kid. Something, he's a great athlete. But something, our kids, they always rise up to the challenge. And last year we weren't healthy when we played them the first district game. This year we're probably the healthiest we've been all year long. And something, our kids are prepared, and something, they've been working really hard. Our scheme is to stop the run. Something, he will throw the ball. He's 80%. He's 80% run, 20% throwing. But something, our kids are up to the challenge, and something, the scheme that we put in, they've been working really hard, and our kids are prepared.
Coach, talk to us quickly about your guys that play both ways, Jose Hinojosa, Jared Royce, and Tutu. What's their mentality going in every game, knowing that they're on the field for the majority of the game?
Yeah, and you missed Isaias Flores too, and something. Those kids are blue-collar kids. They're hard workers, and they're never going to complain. They're going to do whatever the best for the team is. They need to sacrifice their body. They're going to do that, and they're willing to help each other team. They're going to help the offense. They're going to help the defense, and if they need them in special teams, they're going to go in special teams too. Something. They do a little extra conditioning on their own, and they understand how to get prepared to play a game, that they're going to play a game, they're going to take over 100 snaps, and you know something, they're blue collar kids, so they work hard all the time.
That's Coach Salas, the co-defensive coordinator of the CC Win Mavericks. You're watching Real Sports Live, Southwest.com.
And we're back. That was Cynthia Rankin. We were talking real quick off camera as we get set to bring in the coaches, Coach Villaseñor and Coach Tom Gonzalez, as they're chit-chatting and talking amongst themselves. We're going to go to a quick break. We'll be back with both of them, and we'll talk X's and O's, and we'll talk, of course, last week's victories and this upcoming game. We'll be back with more after this.
Llega un momento en la vida en que necesitamos cuidados especiales. Y cuando ese momento llegue, piense en Maverick Nursing and Rehabilitation. Maverick Nursing and Rehabilitation Center es un centro de enfermería especializada y de atención a largo plazo que brinda servicios integrales para esas personas que necesitan un tratamiento especializado que se centra en la atención de la demencia y el deterioro de la memoria, y que a la vez necesita atenciones de enfermería especializadas. Maverick Nursing and Rehabilitation lo espera en el 3106 Bob aquí en Eagle Pass. Para mayores informes llame al 830-335-4832.
Come stop by at Rhodes Country Fried Chicken on 1910 Inland Highway. We are great supporters of the EPISD Athletic Department. We also like to wish the CC Win Mavericks a great 2019-2020 season. Go Mavericks!
Hello, it's Carlos Santos, wide receiver. Rhodes Country Fried Chicken has always been a great supporter to our Eagle Pass Athletic Department. Go Eagles.
Utility Trailer Sales, Southeast Texas Incorporated, sales, parts, service, carrier, certified carrier, trained technician on site. Get your rentals, finance available. Come into our newest location in Eagle Pass, 5395 US Highway 57. Family owned and operated, your one-stop shop for all your truck, trailer, and tanker needs. Utility Trailer Sales, Southeast Texas Incorporated.
To all of our customers, we greatly appreciate your business, and we hope to see you soon.
The wait is over. Stat Specialty Hospital is now open with a patient-centered model focused on expedient emergency care, short hospital stays, and outpatient services 24/7. Stat Specialty Hospital's registration process is fast, and you'll be seen by a physician within minutes. Our professional team will treat you immediately with compassion, providing only the highest standards for your medical condition. Experience the difference that sets us apart at the corner of Veterans and Strickland Avenue. Stat Specialty Hospital. Get in, get out, get back to life.
Welcome back to Gridiron Talk Week 5 as we get set for district play. District 14 5A with Coach Eric Villaseñor. District 29 6A with Coach Tom Gonzalez. Welcome, gentlemen. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Fred. Thank you for having us. Thanks for having us.
Always a pleasure to have coaches here with us. Of course, we're going to be talking X's and O's. Eagle Pass is hosting United as Coach David Sanchez is coming into town, and his whole coaching staff. Oki Villaseñor, of course, your father is, and their coaching staff. You got other family over there. Peter Juve is over there. Yeah, it's a big family of coaching staff. So, and of course, Coach Villaseñor and the Thunder Mavericks are heading to Laredo Shirley Field, 7:30 start, 7 o'clock for these gentlemen. Let's get it right. So, last week, McCollum, well in hand, but we talked about it early, and we talked about it with Coach Cardenas, and we did mention in 3 quarterbacks in the past 3 games, and you've had 3 different starting quarterbacks, for 3 quarterbacks winning a game.
Yeah, our guys, well, I mean, it goes back, and we say it every week, you know, the coaches are doing a fantastic job of preparing our kids. The kids come in with a mentality that they're going to play. It doesn't matter who it is, you know, they prepare like that all week long. They take the reps, and really, game time, they're ready to go.
And in keeping with that quarterback theme, your first start of Jose Padilla was a great start for him, Coach, and he did a tremendous job. But having the leadership of Ethan Johnston and taking the role and being a team player and saying, you know what, let this gentleman take over. Let me do something that's going to bring W's to the team, Coach.
Yeah, putting the team first, that's something that we always preach. And for him to do that and accept that and really flourish at the running back position, that was the first time he's been at that position. He was close to 100 yards, I believe.
87 yards, yeah, on 15 carries, something like that.
He just did a great job, and he wants more carries. That's been the tone this week. He goes, just give me the rock, Coach.
There you go. And then going back now, he's talking about running backs and Ethan Johnson switching. Your running backs in Isaac Caballero, as I talked to Coach Cardenas, he's one of those hard-nosed runners. He likes contact. He doesn't shy away from it, Coach. And then, of course, you have your speedster in Maris.
Yeah, and both of them are little guys. If you see them without pads, you go, wow, those are the guys. But they really play hard, and they play with a lot of heart. You know, and Isaac runs like he's 6'5", 280, and TJ is a finesse guy that'll run around you and through you or whatever he has to do. So both of them are really, really good back there.
Talking about your third quarterback in Domingo Fuentes, coming in that first quarter, Coach, and keeping his composure, throwing for 208, rushing for another 78 yards. I did talk to him a little bit about yesterday about how he felt running the rock, being as big as he is. He would prefer running the ball in the RPO option.
Oh yeah, and he can run the ball. He really can. But he's gotten to be a good passer. Again, Coach Venegas has done a fantastic job preparing those guys. And if you think about it, Mingo goes against our first defense every single day. So what better way to prepare you is going against
number one
defense.
Exactly. Coach, we did mention Padilla. Padilla ran for 130. In the second half, it seemed like he got more comfortable in that second half. And in that first half, he did have also that big throw for 59 yards to Joe Garza. And again, he threw for 68, but he ran for 130. And just compliment everything, Coach. How were those changes for you guys this past week?
I think they were positive, and talking to the kids, and we had a heart-to-heart team meeting after we played Eagle Pass High School, and our coaching staff came together, and whatever it takes. And the kids' response was whatever is best for the team, Coach. Whatever it's going to take to win. They bought into it in a short span of time, and really our coaches put a good game plan together, offense, defense, and special teams, and we needed it. Winning cures a lot, gives us our confidence back, and because of that, we've had a great week of practice. But like we said, everybody's 0-0. It's a new season. You kind of focus and you look back at what you're good at, the previous non-district games, and what you need to improve on. And I think we learned a lot from our non-district schedule. That's why we schedule tough opponents. We'll be ready to go Friday night.
Friday night, Martin, as Coach Charles will host Coach Villaseñor at Shirley Field. We're at Deli, 2125 East Main Street. 830-872-0011 is the number to call. Did you guys enjoy your breakfast this morning? I mean,
it was very good.
It was awesome, really.
You mentioned the coffee was kind of like Starbucks.
I'm an avid coffee drinker. Yeah,
it's nothing close to what my wife makes me at home, but it's really close.
It's really close.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah. Coach, and getting to you, we talked to Coach Olivas, and he did mention the fact that United always brings a type of spread offense that's quick and quick tempo, and the assignments. They have to stick to assignments on the defensive side. What's your take this week coming in to week one of district play?
I'm sure he said it. We can't make mistakes. We can't give up the big play, and United, they're known for that. It seems like every year we play them, they have a big play, and it kind of breaks our back. But, our kids have to understand that it's a long game. If we make a bad play or something happens bad, we just shake it off and go on and go to the next play. And I think that's been the difference in the last couple of years, where we were evenly matched with with United. And, they have a big play, and we kind of get down ourselves because we're so ready for them.
Yeah.
And but I think we got to eliminate that big play and make sure that we we stay.
Yeah, you mentioned the fact that it's been one play. You guys have been close at the half, and then in the second half, one play happens, either a turnover or something that changes the momentum of the game, and that's where they've gone up.
Yeah.
For you guys, Coach, and Coach Charles, you know what he brings to the table. You know exactly what he runs. He's one of those type of old school coaches that wants to pound the rock, pound the rope. He does have options now with that gentleman, the transfer that came in from Dave Blondmill. He's a big kid, 6'2". We saw him during the scrimmage, and I'm like at awe looking at this kid at the sideline. But he runs off the jet sweeps. I mean, he does open up the options for Coach Charles.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to ground and pound. They got two guys who we feel are their focal points, number 22, Castañeda, and Blondmanville. You know, they do a good job. They're a senior-heavy ball club, very experienced on the offensive line, and you see that. You know, they throw when they need to, but they're very effective with their run play.
As they played last week against Alexander, it was a shootout. They came back in the second half after being down 42-7. They did come back in the second half, but did you see a lot on film, Coach, that you can kind of do something with and know that you have to control the line?
Yes, most certainly. And those are things that we've preached to the kids all week. You know, in a game like this, I think field position is going to be critical, and winning the turnover battle.
There you go, and those are two of the biggest keys.
Those are two of the biggest keys.
Again, last week you won in all three facets of the game.
Yeah, we did.
Also, your Olivo, Michael.
Yeah.
Tremendous
Played
catch.
really well.
Played really well. Even your punter got into the mix of things.
Yeah, we called the fake there, and you know, he called. You know, we called that fake there. We felt we had the edge right there, and extended the drive.
Exactly,
turned
extended
into
the drive.
some points.
Yeah.
And you know, like we talked about from a special team standpoint, we got to take some chances. You got to take some chances and make sure we build that confidence going into district play.
Yeah, you did that too, Coach. For you guys, it was nothing but uphill for you guys in McCullum. It was drive after drive. Also, the 99-yard drive that just kind of, it was one of those things where you sustained that whole drive, Coach. How did it make you feel on the sideline, knowing that Coach Cardenas and the coaching staff was calling the right calls and everything was working for you?
Yeah, and again, I got to give him credit. Coach Cardenas, he does a great job with those calls. And our kids just, I mean, like you said, 99-yard drive makes a difference. Our defense played like 12 plays in the first half, and they were kind of upset about it. But, you know, I mean, we were scoring and we were moving the ball, and it just, it gives us a lot of confidence on both sides of the ball. Our defense was very fresh, and they played like that all game.
There you go. With that, we'll be back with more after this. We're watching RealSportsLive.com.
It's the Hacienda Ford Labor Day sale where you can get a new Ford Expedition with 20-inch wheels, leather, navigation, and more for $12,000 off MSRP.
We got the tailgates down and we're feeling all right. My Hacienda friends are saving money tonight.
Hacienda has it.
Hola, les habla su amigo Benjamín Gómez, el alcalde de San Benito, invitando a toda la gente que venga a visitarnos aquí a San Benito. Crucen por el puente Los Indios, más bien conocido como el puente de Lucio Blanco. Visítenos a las atracciones que tenemos aquí en San Benito. Aquí los esperamos. Muchas gracias. Su amigo Benjamín Gómez.
Labor Labor Day party.
The Hacienda Ford Labor Day sale is going on now. You can get a new F-150 starting at just $27,995 or 0% interest for 72 months.
We got the tailgates down and we're feeling all right. My Hacienda friends are saving money tonight.
Hacienda has it.
We're back live with Coach Tom Gonzalez and Coach Eric Villaseñor. We're at Deli Deli Coffee House, 2125 East Main Street in Eagle Pass, Texas. Free delivery. Call them up at 830-872-0011. I know the coaches will start calling for their coffees and their breakfast and stuff. They also have croissants. I'm going to have a croissant. But this right here.
Also a croissant?
Also a croissant. We touched a little bit on defense. You did talk about your defense being on the field so little against McCollum. Is that one of the keys? And I think Coach Olivas touched on it to make sure that they're assignment based and they have to be ready for the fast tempo United offense.
Yeah, anytime the defense is on the bench, that means your offense is out there, so your chances of scoring are even greater. So, we keep their offense off the field. I mean, hopefully our offense is scoring more and more. So that's what happened on Friday night. Our offense got that confidence after a while because McCollum did play us pretty tough at the beginning, and we kind of got more confidence as the game went on and went in at halftime 17-0, and second half come out and score another 21 points or something like that.
There you go.
And yeah, it gave us a lot of confidence.
Like Coach says, winning cures everything.
Oh, it does.
We go back to talking about that defense stuff. This time your defense wasn't out there as it was in the previous 2 weeks. They were fresher. They were faster because the tempo of your offense and Padilla and the ground and pound game. The coach, you made those changes, and it was so refreshing to see. Going back to the smash mouth football and getting behind the line. Your line is just incredible. With the moving some of the guys from defense to offense to Ontiveros, playing both ways. Hinojosa, Flores, and Royce. But Flores as D tackle, Isaias Flores, he was all over the field, coach, and he was in the backfield of Pearsall, and they're running that veer, the slot T, and it's a lot of misdirection, but he was reading everything and getting to the tackle.
You got to be very disciplined when you play an offense like that, and make sure that you read your keys correctly. Offensively, we only ran 41 plays, ready, and we made sure that when we had the ball, we had to go score because Pearsall was just eating up that clock, and I believe they used 7 minutes of the second quarter.
Yeah, the second quarter.
We
Yeah.
the ball till 5 minutes left in the second quarter.
Well, but your defense held because they did drive. They had an 18-play drive. They had like an 18-play drive, and you stopped them. Also, some penalties.
We had a silly penalty there that it's questionable, but again, those are judgment calls. Extended the drive, but our kids responded well. I was very proud of their effort.
I talked to Coach Salas, and we did talk about the whole shutout thing, wanting the shutout, and he's like, well, it just happens.
Yeah. Those are always a good feather in your cap, man, and gives you even more confidence heading into the following week. But our defense, we're going to hang our hat on playing good defense, and I think Coach Gonzalez can tell you the same thing. Defense wins championships.
Yeah.
You gotta put your best guys on defense and hang your hat on that.
There you go, Coach. Moving forward, last year 39-20. You guys are coming in with the same record, 3-1 in non-district. They did have some tests this year with San Marcos, Alamo Heights, and Vela, and of course they're slinging 54 to I'm trying to remember 40 something to 35 was last week against San Benito. Yeah. San Benito from the Valley are known to throw the ball too. What did you see on film that is any different than what you're gonna game plan for?
Well, we expected the same thing from United. I mean, they play really tough teams to go into district, and they played them really well. And we know it's gonna be a tough game because they do have the kids. They have a lot of good kids, as we do. And it's just going to be a good matchup. Like Coach Villaseñor said just now, we have to stay disciplined in what we do and make sure that we carry out the game plan and just believe in each other and believe in our game plan and go out and play hard.
And execute, yeah. Right. And last year, again, it was that second half where that turnover kind of changed the momentum over.
Yeah, we were ahead 20-10 at halftime, just like the year before we were tied 7-7, and then it just blew up in our face after a while.
And those are the kind of things sometimes, Coach, where a young team that we've seen grow already, and we didn't mention that the young team this year had to kind of grow each week, and it's shown.
We're a different team than we were 3 weeks ago, and thank God our kids have responded and they've met the challenges, and they're playing with a lot of confidence right now.
We touched a little bit with Coach Royce about the offense, and you guys were moving the ball 10, 15 yards at a time, and you guys were getting behind the line, and is that something that you need to control against a well-coached Charles Martin team, as far as making sure that the tempo of the game is on your side and not theirs?
We got to move the chains and control the line of scrimmage. That's going to be, another critical factor that we got to do tomorrow night. Up front, they got Vada. He's a returning starter, preseason district MVP. He's good down there they run a 3-4 scheme. But I feel our offensive line, they've had a good week of preparation. They're excited, and anytime we bring that defensive mindset to the offensive side, it certainly helps out tremendously.
Yeah, Coach, last year 28-15, it's a different year. It's a different take of what's to come. You're coming in 2-2. You've had your team kind of the whole identity hasn't. You haven't gotten your identity, right, Coach, as far as what you guys are known for this year. I know in the previous years there was one year where you were balanced. Now it's balanced, but not balanced to where you can do certain things. But now with Padilla at the helm, you can throw the ball a little bit more to extend the field.
Well, you kind of figure some things out when you play non-district games, and losing teaches you a lot, Freddie. Teaches you a lot about maybe what you're not so good at, what you're good at, and that's where coaching comes in.
Yeah,
you got to put the kids to be in successful situations and get them to understand and believe that. I think that's another facet that you've got to make sure you get in their minds and make sure that to be a team player, you got to be a team player. Ethan accepted the role. Padilla's taking it on really well, and we want to be peaking at the right time. You don't want to peak too early. You want to start peaking at district season. Stay healthy, stay eligible. We got grades coming up.
Yeah, coming up, exactly.
So all of those things are important factors heading into district.
There you go. So, coaches, anything that you want to add? Of course, Friday night is going to be here at home at the Colesdale Foster Veterans Memorial Stadium. We're going to have it live audio, and then, of course, an hour after the game, we're going to have the video presentation of Friday night's game. Of course, next week we're going to be with you guys. I believe you guys are McCullum. I believe we have that game because I think it's here at home. Yeah, correct. It's at home. You guys travel to LBJ on a Thursday. Exactly. So we're going to have a double dip Thursday, Friday for the next week. We'll talk about all that next week. But as far as this week, Coach, what do you got to tell our fans that are watching us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram?
No, just go out and support both teams. I think it's real important that our kids have that support, feel that support from the community. We've already played each other, so you can support both teams now.
Coach, anything to give your fans and of course the community of Eagle Pass?
I just want to say we appreciate your support, and we're in the district season. These are the games that matter.
Yeah.
These are the ones that get us a district title, get us in the UIL state playoffs, support both high schools. It means a lot to our kids. It means a lot to our coaches, and it really does. And want to thank Deli Deli for hosting us this morning.
Yeah, Deli Deli, 2125 East Main Street in Eagle Pass, Texas. Delicious. You got a dessert too. I'm jealous because I haven't eaten anything, but I will eat.
Sure, you'll get a dessert.
830-872-0011 is the number to call. They do have delivery. They're open Mondays, Monday, Tuesdays, and Fridays from 8 to 6. Wednesdays and Thursdays from 8 to 8, and then Saturdays from 9 to 2. So you guys that are coffee drinkers, come get your espresso here. If you're a coffee drinker, if you like a specialty pasta or anything like that, come on by. You can also follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can go to www.delidelicoffeehouse.com. Don't forget, guys, Coach is on the road with the Thunder Mavericks. Shirley Field, 7 o'clock start, Friday night. 7:30 start. Sorry, I'm still
Ours
thinking.
is 7 o'clock.
Yeah, 7:30 in Laredo, Shirley Field. We're going to be in Laredo tonight, so make sure, don't forget, we're going to be live with the pregame show brought to you by Hacienda Ford and Ram Country Outer World, 1997 North Veterans Boulevard in Eagle Pass, Texas, as we have Thursday night lights, Thursday night football, United South and Nixon. We've already seen both teams, but both teams have had some injuries that we haven't seen them at full strength, so maybe we'll see both at full strength. I know Ibarra is their guy at Nixon, Joseph Ibarra, and over at United South is Brian Benavides. Of course, they're missing their quarterback, Hernandez. So it's just one of those things where let's get ready to roll. Week 5 of Texas High School football and Week 1 of District 14 5A and 29 6A. Can't wait, Coach. Can't wait. It is what we look forward to every single year is district play. Thank you very much for joining us. For Carlos, the owner here at Deli Deli, he's right behind us. I'm trying to see if we can get a wave here and there. For Coach Villaseñor, Coach Tom Gonzalez, I'm Freddie Dea. Keep talking sports. Real Sports Live, Southwest.com.
Capital Insurance Services has been in services since 1965. We are an independent agency representing Progressive, Travelers, Allstate, and Mexico Insurance. Our office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 p.m. Owned and operated by Clarissa Rivera and her friendly staff, Amanda Garza and Ivana Salinas.
Saritas Tortilla Factory with 3 great locations to serve you in Maverick County. Come try our delicious barbacoa with the tortillas. Si son saritas, ni me las calientes. Also, you can get our tortillas in Laredo, Texas at your local supermarket. That's Saritas Tortilla Factory.
Eagle Grocery, la tienda de los venados, established in 1939, a staple in downtown Eagle Pass. Make sure you come by and visit our meat market. Also, don't forget, we are ready for Lent. So come by and see our party supplies for all your Easter needs at Eagle Grocery, la tienda de los venados.
And again, guys, make sure you come by 2125 East Main Street in Eagle Pass, Texas. Freddie Dea, Deli Deli Coffee House. Not sure if you want to come on in, Roberto. If you want to talk a little bit. Si quieres hablar un poquito de volada, nomás para acabar aquí el programa. We have some more. We have this right here. Wow. Yeah. I think Cynthia can like zoom in to this plate right here. It's on the side. It's right there. No. Up there. Up. Right there. Zoom in, like there you go, right there. That's too much. Right. Oh my God, you see this right here, guys? That's what you can get at Deli Deli, right here. Yeah, there you go, Deli Deli. These are delicious crepes. Come on in and zoom out a little bit more. Zoom out a little bit more. You can zoom out a little. No, that's there. You go, right there. We're good. Roberto de la Fuente.
Contratada para camarógrafo.
¿Cómo estamos, Roberto?
Muy bien, gracias a Dios. Muy contentos de que nos hayan abierto las puertas aquí en Deli Deli Café. Vemos cómo entra bastante clientela, todos los pedidos que tienen para entrega a domicilio y la verdad es que pues, un agradecimiento a la familia Ugartachea por abrirnos y recibirnos aquí con el programa y por supuesto pues a la expectativa de los resultados para los partidos tanto de los Mavericks como de la APA.
De la Eagle Pass High School. Don't forget... lunes, martes, viernes de 8 a 6, miércoles y jueves de 8 a 8 y sábados de 9 a 2 son las horas de operación. I can do bilingual. I can do Spanish and English.
Sí, no, tú te avientas. Muy bien.
But again, we try. Of course, Roberto de la Fuente is one of our sales reps, and make sure you guys call him up.
Oye,
el número de teléfono.
El de aquí.
El de aquí es 830-872-001111.
Es correcto.
You can go to www.delidelicoffeehouse.com. You can go to Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can go to Yelp and pones un comentario ahí en el Yelp. Cómo está el café, cómo está el jugo de naranja. Yo me tomé un strawberry banana smoothie.
Sí, lo vi. ¿Sí? ¿Viste el café que me serví yo?
Sí, sí.
Parecía un tarro, de pozole. Pedí el café grande y la verdad es que está del tamaño, como, ¿qué serán? 32 onzas.
Sí, el café es específico de lo, no es café regular como Folgers, no. es café que ellos ordenan.
Es correcto.
Tienen, como te digo, expressos, frappes, Italian sodas, teas, sweet and savory crepes, como les acabo de enseñar ahorita, salads, sandwiches, paninis, pasta, and more. Comida deliciosa.
Muy diferente.
Muy diferente.
Muy diferente a lo que regularmente almuerza uno cuando va a un restaurante de comida mexicana, que estás acostumbrado a los chilaquiles, al chorizo con papa, al chorizo con huevo. Aquí es comida un poquito más nutritiva.
Ándale.
Pero deliciosa. Esa es la ventaja, ¿verdad?
Sí, la
que
ventaja.
Comes bien, comes muy rico, pero a la vez es saludable.
Exacto. Estamos aquí en Deli, 2125 East Main Street. Another week, another show. ¿En dónde estamos la semana que viene? No sabemos todavía, ¿verdad?
No, todavía no. Pero pronto lo sabrán.
Make sure you guys follow us on Facebook. It's Real Sports Live, RIO Sports Live. Also go to our, we have 2 pages on Facebook, Real Sports Live Southwest. We have two YouTube channels. También el YouTube tenemos 2, Real Sports Live Southwest. At Twitter, it's at Real Sports Live and at Real Sports Live SW. La razón que tenemos 2 páginas en cada meta social, media social, es porque la área del Valle es Real Sports Live con nuestro amigo Joe Bowling, y él se encarga de todo el Valle, que viene siendo Harlingen, McAllen, toda esa área. Nosotros los encargamos en el Southwest de Ladero, Iglepaz, de Río y San Antonio.
Ajá.
Es nuestra área o territory que nosotros tenemos. So again, if you guys want to advertise and you want to have your advertisement on our broadcast, call us up at 830-968-2010. I'll direct you to a sales rep, and they'll take care of you for all your advertising needs. So make sure you guys also email us at realsportslivesw@gmail.com, and then I'll forward that to our sales reps. ¿Alguna otra cosita que tienes,
pues nada
Roberto?
más que estén al pendiente, que no se olviden darle like a las páginas y pues estar al pendiente de las mismas redes sociales para que sepan dónde estaremos la semana que viene con una edición más del Morning Show.
Del Gridiron Talk with today, Deli. For Roberto de la Fuente, I'm Freddie Dea. Keep talking sports, Real Sports Live, Southwest.com.